Cleopatra is the most famous woman in ancient history. She died in 30 BC. She was buried with full royal Egyptian ceremony, and in the 2,000 years since, nobody has ever found her tomb. Not one archaeologist, not one explorer, not one lucky accident. The most famous queen in human history is simply missing. And new evidence suggests we've been looking in the wrong place for 2,000 years. Most people picture Cleopatra as Egyptian. She wasn't. She was Macedonian Greek, part of the Ptolemaic dynasty, Greek rulers who took over Egypt after Alexander the Great died. Cleopatra VII was actually the first ruler of her dynasty to bother learning the Egyptian language. She spoke 9 languages total. She was extraordinarily intelligent and politically gifted. She aligned herself with Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony to try to keep Egypt independent from Rome. When both alliances failed and Roman forces closed in, she killed herself. The story says she allowed a venomous asp to bite her, though modern historians think poison was more likely. She died in Alexandria, Egypt, in 30 BC. Roman records confirm she was given a proper burial alongside Mark Antony, a burial that by any standard would have been elaborate, well-marked, and full of riches. And then somehow it was lost. Not destroyed in a known event, not looted and recorded, simply lost. Alexandria has been continuously inhabited for over 2,000 years, which means layer after layer of construction has been built on top of the ancient city. The ancient Alexandria, where Cleopatra lived, is buried under the modern city. Large-scale excavation in a modern city of 5 million people is essentially impossible. But there's a bigger problem. A significant portion of ancient Alexandria is now underwater. Earthquakes and rising sea levels over 2,000 years have sunk entire districts into the harbor. Underwater archaeologists have actually found parts of the ancient royal quarter on the harbor floor. Statues, columns, foundations of buildings that existed in Cleopatra's time, which means her tomb, if it was in the royal quarter, may be underwater right now. But underwater excavation in a busy modern harbor is enormously difficult and expensive, and it may not even be in Alexandria at all. In 2022, Egyptian archaeologist Kathleen Martinez announced something extraordinary. After 16 years of excavation at a temple site called Taposiris Magna, she found a tunnel carved through solid rock 13 meters underground, running directly under the Mediterranean Sea. The tunnel is remarkably similar in design to the catacombs of Qam el-Shokafa, one of the most impressive Ptolemaic-era underground burial complexes in Egypt. Taposiris Magna was a sacred site to the god Osiris, deeply significant in Ptolemaic religious tradition. Coins bearing the faces of both Cleopatra and Mark Antony have been found at the site. The tunnel hasn't been fully excavated yet, part of it is flooded, but Martinez believes Cleopatra's tomb may be at the end of that tunnel. We may be closer than we've ever been in 2,000 years, or the tunnel may lead to nothing. Archaeology doesn't come with guarantees. But for the first time in 2 millennia, someone has found a lead worth following. The most famous queen in history, missing for 2,000 years. Possibly underwater. Possibly at the end of a flooded tunnel. Possibly still to be found. The search is still active right now. If you want to know when they find it, subscribe. And next week we look at the Black Death and where it actually started,